Hey guys, today's video is going to be about a device that can add Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to any car, but in a very unique way. I'm going to be talking about the NEOTOKYO HUD 2023. Let's check it out. So who are NEOTOKYO? Well, you can probably tell by the name that they are based in Japan, and they specialize in creating gadgets for cars. Now this one is interesting to me because it's a heads-up display. So heads-up display is a transparent piece of glass which also displays information. So you can look straight through the image, so you can still see the road. It doesn't obscure your vision, but it still has interesting information. Now normally these just show things like directions and speeds, etc. But this one is going to show you a full Apple CarPlay or Android Auto experience, which is going to be really cool. Now this device is cool for any brand of car, but it's particularly cool for Saab because Saab has a history in the aviation world, and of course this is a heads-up display, which is what planes have. So it's going to be quite cool to get it set up in my Saab and see how good it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it out of the box. I'm going to show you what it consists of, and then I'm going to go and set it up in the car and see how good it is. And I will remind you that I don't get paid to endorse any company or products, including this NEOTOKYO device, and this video is more about what I personally think about utilizing this particular device. Okay, let's go and do it. And here it is, and it is a very unique device indeed. Let's have a closer look. Look how well designed this thing is. It's quite light, but as you can see, it has this kind of brushed metal design, which I really love. And then you have this single switch, which is for on-off. On the right side here, we have a singular USB-A port. The other side doesn't actually have anything. And then underneath the highly reflective glass, we have a USB-C and a 3.5mm audio out. We have a very small 1-inch screen here, which is going to be projected onto the reflective glass on the other side. Underneath we have these rubber feet, nice and flexible. Obviously we remove this plastic to give them that grip functionality, and then look, this actually swivels as well, so you can actually swivel your heads-up display depending on where you're going to position it in your car. Also in the box we get this strap. So what this does is it goes around your steering wheel so that you actually have some steering wheel controls for the heads-up display. And this is important because a heads-up display cannot be touchscreen. If you're using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, there does actually need to be a way to control it, and that's what this thing does. And this is a really good quality. You've got this kind of gloss black design, and you have a metal textured wheel, really nice to touch. So this is a really good way of controlling what's on that heads-up display. And of course they supply the 12-volt cigarette lighter USB-C to power the device. They've also given us some foam bits. I assume this is to ensure that we get the right sort of positioning on the dashboard. And this I really like. They've actually given us some cable routing hooks, so you don't have to have a really unsightly wire. You can just stick these onto your dashboard to hold the wire in this specific place you want to put them, and that is really cool. Okay, I actually can't wait to get this in the car and see what it's capable of, so let's go and do that now. And here it is, the NEOTOKYO heads-up display installed in the Saab 9-3. Let's have a look at it. So as you can see, it has this flexible mount, and that's essentially what I've used to set it up in the car. Now I'm not a fan of wires, but what this NEOTOKYO comes with is these little cable ties, and what they do is they actually hold the wire to your dashboard, so you can actually wire it where you want. And as you can see, I have mine in my glove box here. And as you can see, the actual screen is totally transparent, but if you come to where you are sitting behind the steering wheel, you can then suddenly see Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and settings. And we control it all with this little remote control, which is attached to the steering wheel, and it has this lovely little chrome selection wheel. You have your voice control button and then a few other buttons for navigation. So once you've connected your phone via Bluetooth, you just go to the relevant thing on here, and as you can see, I'm using the selection wheel here, and it's moving between Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and settings. So I have an Android phone, so I'm going to go to Android Auto. I'm going to press OK. Connecting auto device. There we go, we have Android Auto on that completely transparent display. And the interesting thing about this is it is actually high resolution. And if you consider the tiny screen that's actually in this, that's actually quite incredible, the actual quality of the screen that we have on here. Now the beauty of this device is that beyond the power cable, you don't actually need to wire it in any other way, because it does have that built-in FM transmitter. So all I need to do is have my radio tuned in to the same frequency as the NEOTOKYO, and I'm going to get all of my music straight to the head unit through the car speakers. And that's absolutely epic, because it means that I get all my Spotify tracks on Android Auto or Apple CarPlay straight from my phone in the car, which isn't actually capable of Bluetooth or any of the fancy features of Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, just by installing this device. Awesome. So as you can see, I have my radio set to 87.6, which is what I have the device actually tuned into, and that allows the audio to come through to my radio. Now navigation is a bit more of a challenge, so if we go down to apps and let's go to Waze, we go to the search, if we scroll to the search function, this one here, and click OK, and click OK for where to. Let's say we want to go to London. L. So yeah, it's not the easiest to navigate using the remote control here, but it is still very, very good. And there you have it. It's ultimately a heads-up display that gives you a full Android Auto, Apple CarPlay experience without a touch screen. So you have to use the remote control and sort of scroll through to find the buttons that you want. Now, whilst this is a transparent display and this is a steering wheel mounted control, I think that it does need a little bit of additional attention to find out where the cursor is and where you're selecting stuff, because it's not a touch screen. So it sort of swings and roundabouts as to whether or not it's taking your attention off the road, because it is transparent, so you're technically still looking through it to the road. Obviously it's to do with depth perception there. And of course, having a heads-up display installed in a Saab is cool, because Saab do have the aviation history. So a heads-up display is kind of fitting in a car like this, and it's cool. It is a cool device. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is a cool device, or do you think it's more of a gimmick? Let me know in the comments section below. I will leave a link in the video description to the website where you can buy this, but please bear in mind that the website is in Japanese, because it is a Japanese-made device, and you will need to translate it to English if you do not speak Japanese. And don't forget, if you like this kind of content, please do subscribe to my channel, because I do have all sorts of other gadgets, head units, AI boxes, projectors, all sorts of things that will be on the channel coming up soon.